Yeah, so most of you, it's not just about the results, as I was saying. Most of you might still receive the stuff, but you're still busy to go through it. It's very important. So, where we're going to be looking at tonight is very, very crucial. Very, very crucial. How do we move from where we are today to actually becoming good at a particular skill? Some of you might have choose graphic designing, some of you might have choose digital marketing, some of you are going in for web development, AI automation. Yeah, those are the various skills you've chosen, right? How can we be good at what we have chosen? That's a problem now. So where you are right now, let me tell you something. One mistake people make when they are learning a skill is that they become too focused on where other people are. So there are sometimes, even in my own life, even in my journey as a tech person, right? There are sometimes I'm going to look at people and say, Jesus Christ, where I say, like, am I even among the 100 or 1001%? Or 1001 people that are out there? So most people actually focus on other persons. So you see somebody creating amazing websites, you see someone making thousands from graphic design. Sometimes you're going to see somebody, right? You're going to see somebody building crazy AI automation systems. And you start saying, man, I'm far behind. I'm not doing anything with my life. That's not the case here, please. I'm sure there is normal. We are human beings. We are going to have that type of feeling a lot. We're going to have that type of feeling, but you need to understand that you're simply at a different starting point. Those people started, I think, 3 4 months before you're getting into it. Maybe they had resources that could help them get to where they are today. So you shouldn't like see someone's success and think that you're very, very behind. You don't need to do that, right? And we need to understand that when you start thinking about that, or when you remove that thing from your mind, you need to start asking this question: what can I currently do to be like them, or to be more better than them? What do you struggle with, like the main problem you have issue with? You need to start tackling that too. And also, what tools do you have? I always say utilize the tools you have to get the skills you want. It's because most of us might not be able to offer have a, like to like you're not able to have a computer now, but you need to understand that your smartphone can still help you do the simple things that you want to do. It's not, you must not have a computer. I didn't start tech with a computer. I didn't start actually with a good computer. Rather, I had smartphones, even though it was very terrible. I was using it going online. Sometimes the phone is going to stay 3 seconds, sometimes 5 seconds, or so it was really, really terrible. So you need to start or use what you have currently to get what you want. You get? So because I cannot guide you properly if I don't know where you're starting. That's the main reason I asked the questions I did ask, I think, for the task 2. That's your task 2 that was given. So I asked that question because I needed to understand you guys perfectly well. And I want everyone here to understand something. You don't have to be great today. It's not a must that you're perfect today. You just have to be willing to become better than where you are yesterday, right? I always have this intuition of mine. I want to be 1% better every day. I want to be 1% better every day. So what we are actually trying to achieve, right? Over these 3 months, I don't want the goal to simply be I completed a course, the same thing, you go online, you learn. That's basically not enough. I don't want you to finish this mentorship and tell me, say I watch 15 hours of YouTube videos. Okay, but what do you actually build? That's the question. What can you actually do now with that 15 hours of videos that you've watched? Can you solve a problem? Can you create something? Can you show somebody your work? Can somebody potentially pay you for it? That's the question. That's what we are working towards. I don't want to be singing song here and there, then at the end, you're not doing anything. So and that's why our journey here is going to follow 5 simple steps or 5 simple stages. We have learn. Basically, you're going to learn. That's where we are now. We practice, we build, we will show, and then we are going to monetize. Yes. Let me explain that. For learn, right, the first stage is learning. This is where the resources I shared with you come in. You need to understand the fundamentals of your skill. If you're doing graphic designing, understand design. If you're doing web development, understand HTML, CSS, and eventually JavaScript. If not, React, Next.js, and all the like. If you're into automation, understand what automation actually is before trying to build complicated systems. It is very good that you understand what automation is, right? If you're doing digital marketing, understand your audience's content and conversion first. You don't need to know everything. You just need to learn what is necessary for your current level. You move at the level. So the next stage is practice. The second stage is practice, and this is where many people actually give up. I would say they fail, right? They watch, sometimes they'll listen to podcasts, sometimes they will take notes, then they close their course, and that is it. They don't continue to do anything with it. So that's the problem one solve. You get? So people, watching someone do something is not the same as being able to do it too. I beg. If you watch someone, listen. If you have watched someone doing something on YouTube, it's not the same as you doing it. It's not the same as you doing it. So if you watch 10 graphic design tutorials but never design anything, you're still going to be a beginner. Even a starter set, you're not going to be good. If you watch, let's say, 20 coding tutorials but never write one line of code, you're a mess. You're dead. Same thing with marketing. So when you learn something, please, all the resources I've sent to you, when you learn, you need to try it yourself. Make mistakes. You need to break things like a lot. You're going to break things a lot, right? You need to break things. You need to try again to see that you are actually learning, and whatever you're building makes a lot of sense. So the third now is building. Right, the third stage basically is building, which it is very, very important. I don't just want you to basically do exercises forever. No, I have things I can give you to do, then I pay you for it based on your skills. It's very, very possible. So if you're doing graphic designing, don't just practice random shapes. Create a flyer for real people, even an imaginary business, even your own business you're doing, or even someone. Offer to do it for them for free. As you're starting, offer to do it for them for free. When you reach a certain point, they are going to pay you to do it, right? If you're doing website development, not just learning HTML, whatever, build a simple website, showcase it to me. I will scan everything and tell you what is what. Why do you need to put this here? Why do you not need to put this here? If you're doing AI automation, don't just learn what N8N is. Find a problem and try to automate it. Automation basically is you doing something automatically, and let's say a repetitive task that you were supposed to be done repetitively over the time, like frequently, you are doing that automatically. So you need to create content. If you're into digital marketing, you need to create content, good content. Be able to sit in front of your phone and talk to people, like to be able to sit in front of your phone and say that, yeah, welcome to this, I provide so and so value. Those type of things is very important. So you need to learn how to build things, please. Man, not just send a video, then yes, this man just glance over it. So because projects are what eventually become your portfolio. Even if I want to employ you, I must see you work on a project first before I can say come in. So the fourth stage is showing your work. This is something I really want us to develop inside this mentorship, right? There are some people that are scared to show their work because they think they have not done best, or their work is very, very bad. So I want you to stop thinking about that and don't be afraid to show your first work. Your first design might be bad. There are some people that their first AI design, that same day I taught AI stuff in school, thing at PYC Limbe. That first I did that stuff. Their first design was even, I thought they were even closer to me. So maybe your first design might not be bad. It might be bad. But same thing with your first website, same thing with you standing in front a phone or a camera to talk. It might be bad, but if you keep on doing it over and over again, that's what we call repetitive learning. You're failing and you don't give up. You will try to do it more better. You guys get? So, well, all of these, if your design is even bad, it's okay. I also want you to see something. Because if you show me, let's say, your work, I can tell you, change this, improve this, try it this way, and then you make version 2. That's what mentorship is all about. You get? Mentorship is not just you coming, me giving you resources, then you don't do anything. I'm trying to build a particular foundation here that even if you're moving from one stage to another, you understand per se what we have been building from the start. You get? So that's what mentorship is all about. We are trying to build a foundation here. We are trying to build a foundation. And if you're not able to like stand and practice what you're to learn or what you've learned, then it's a mess. I'll tell you that you're going to end these 3 months without actually being good at anything. You get? So the last stage, which is monetize. When you actually showcase your work, now you can go to people and say, we have, let's say I can now sell my skills and generate income. I'm not promising anybody that you're going to be a billionaire overnight or in 3 months. It's not possible. Me, myself, I'm not a billionaire. But I want you to understand one thing. Your skill can eventually become very, very valuable. That's the truth. I have company that I'm working with now. It's not because I have a particular degree or whatever. It's because of the skill I have. You can use your skill to do freelancing. You can use your skill to get clients. If you don't know how to get it, I'm going to show you. That's why there is this mentorship program. Remote work. It is very important. Most people, they work remote, like they sit at home working. That's what I do. Employment, your own business. While you're building this, I told you guys that it's good that you have like an idea of something, problem you try to solve, right? So even creating digital products and see how you can sell them. You get? So it is very, very important. But before somebody pays you, you need to be able to provide value first. I need to pay you for free. Or sorry, like you're not able to provide me value, that will just give you money. No. So, well, that's why we are not starting with how do I make money, but we are going with what can I do? Then, what problem can I solve? Then, who needs that problem solved? Who is the person having a problem that I can solve? And finally, how do I get that person pay me for the solution I'm providing? That's the journey. You get? That's the journey we are here for. So, your different skill tracks. I think some people look at web development, graphic design, automation, digital marketing, AI video editing, and that's actually a good thing. You don't need to like do all at once, right? You can focus on one part, then you move to the other. So about the resources that have been sent, right? I'll share a couple of resources with you guys, and I want you to understand how I expect you to use them. The first thing is don't collect resources, right? Don't collect resources. That's another trap. You can easily end up with 50 courses and 0 skills. Don't just collect. I don't want that you take one resource, you learn from it, you practice what you learn, you create something, then come back and show me. That's what I want, right? That's basically how it needs to look like. When you take a resource, you learn from it, you practice what you've learned, you create something from that, then come back and show me. That's it. That's the circle we are going to follow. So if you basically go through a resource, then don't show me what you have built, I might easily remove you. Then for those that have sent me money, I'll balance or give your cash back because it's even needless. That money is basically so that at the end of this thing, we can organize at least a physical session where we meet and discuss. I'm currently at the office now. I didn't go home because I had to have this meeting with you guys. It's not because I don't have things to do. I've been at the office since 8 p.m. That's the reason I'm here. Anyways, guys, so that's just the route we're going to follow. Well, for your device, I said you can use what you have to get what you want. So, but for today's assignment, right, I said we're not going to take that long here.